Oh, no, 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 no. I was posted at the doorway and my future couldn't tell if I should lock in or break. Fear had me trapped in my own mind, made my whole body shake. What if they judge me? What if I fold? What if I choke and lose my place? But that's just a mind playing trick, so I lace up my thoughts and I face my fate. My past is behind me, my future's in front, so I'm calling my spirit to formation. Gotta take my mind to basic training, build discipline through every hesitation. I'm a soldier in this life, marching with purpose, one step, one breath, one fight. I rise, I move out, I quit standing still, and I get off that damn X tonight. I march forward, even when the fear is loud. I was built for pressure, I won't back down now. Heart on fire, eyes on the prize. I keep moving through the pain, I'm a warrior in disguise. No more frozen, no more doubts taking over my mind. I'm a light in the storm and I'm right on time. I march forward, yeah, I rise through the fight. One step, one breath, I'm taking back my life. They told me dream big, but they never said the road would be steep. Had to learn that growth don't come from comfort, it comes from what I keep. I've been tested in the fire, I've been cut by every no, but every scar became a lesson, every loss helped me grow. I don't waver, perfect timing, I create it with my grind. I don't listen to the voices that be trying to keep me blind. I got courage in my chest and a purpose in my name, and I'm too far gone to quit now. I was born to play this game. When the weight get heavy, I stand tall and let my backbone speak. When the night gets cold, I'm a spark, I'm the heat. I've been down, but I'm not done, and that's the difference in me. I turn struggle into stamina, I turn pressure into victory. I march forward, even when the fear is loud. I was built for pressure, I won't back down now. Heart on fire, eyes on the prize. I keep moving through the pain, I'm a warrior in disguise. No more frozen, no more doubts taking over my mind. I'm light in the storm and I'm right on time. I march forward, yeah, I rise through the fight. One step, one breath, I'm taking back my life. So if you feel stuck at the edge, hear me clear through the rain. You can break that chain, you can rise through the
Good
pain.
morning, Grit Nation, and welcome to this episode of Coffee with Coach on, if you're a Star Wars fan, Revenge of the Fifth. It's May 5th. It's Cinco de Mayo, 5/5/2026. And you know what? I am so excited to be here. We did not do Coffee with Coach yesterday due to the fact that we have right next to us. Hold on, let me check something real quick before I do this. Yesterday, right behind me, the building next to us is having construction, and I have been able to. When we do Coffee with Coach in the morning, I'm able to get the Coffee with Coach done before the construction workers get there. But with doing the workshop, basic training workshop started on Monday. We're just finished up day 2 on that. But with that starting in the morning and then having to do Coffee with Coach later on, either in the morning or the afternoon, I'm not able to do it. I started to get it ready yesterday, and the noise, the saws, the hammering, everything like that was just too loud. Even with the soundproofing that we currently have in this office, would not have been able to do a good quality show for you. And so I 100% am excited to be here today with you on this episode of Coffee with Coach. Before we get started, if you're watching this over on the YouTube as a replay, thank you for being part of Grit Nation. You will notice right here, right there, it has Facebook Grit Nation or TikTok at Grit Nation. Join the community. We have a large community of well over 1,000 people over on Facebook and several thousand that are part of the Grit Nation community on TikTok. Please check us out, because what I will tell you is when you are doing life, you can do it alone, but boy, it is so much harder when you do it alone. We are a species that thrives off of the tribe being the ability to be able to learn from each other, be able to give to each other as well as take from each other, and be able to build a community of people who have been there, done that. And that is what Grit Nation is about. But this is Coffee with Coach. I've got my coffee. I'm Coach. This is Coffee with Coach. This weekend was my birthday. And let me show you this. Look at that thing. I show you this. There's a glare on it because a couple things. One, my family knows me. With my birthday, the three best gifts that I got over this weekend was three different coffee mugs. You think I like coffee? In fact, one of the coffee mugs was it is a coffee mug, but it looks like a glass coffee pot, but it's the size of a mug and it has a lid on it. So it looks like I'm drinking from a coffee pot. And my son gave it. My son and his girlfriend gave it to me and said, Dad, it's because you drink so much coffee. It's like you drink a whole pot of coffee. Now it looks like you're drinking a whole pot of coffee. So what a great weekend. Had a great opportunity to spend some time with the family, get out, do some photography, do some hiking. Today, I don't know what the weather's like where you are, but this week is a typical Mother's Day week for Colorado. I always tell my family who doesn't care for snow very much, they're off in Florida. I always tell them, I said, hey, if you want to avoid the snow, don't come to Colorado before Mother's Day because we almost always get snow around Mother's Day. Usually our first snow falls around Halloween, and our last snow roughly is around Mother's Day. And guess what? We are supposed to get about 6 inches of snow tomorrow, and then we're back to 80 degrees on Thursday. So this morning, let me talk to you about a couple of things, as well as, hey, if you have not listened to the new album, Grit Nation Volume 1, please go check it out on Spotify, iTunes, iHeartRadio, YouTube Music, all of those things, as well as the Grit Nation Legacy Builder album. I'm about to play you part of a song that we just finished up yesterday that has Grit Nation with In My Darkest Hour. It was the introductory song, but I want to play this for you. Part of it real quick. This is the rock version. Grit Nation is more hip hop. And then they collaborated with In My Darkest Hour to create this. This song is called I March Forward. Turn the volume up.
I was posted at the doorway of my future, couldn't tell if I should lock in or break. Fear had me trapped in my own mind, made my whole body shake. What if they judge me? What if I fold? What if I choke and lose my place? But that's just a mind playing trick, so I lace up my thoughts and I face my fate. My past is behind me, my future's in front, so I'm calling my spirit to formation. Gotta take my mind to basic training, build discipline through every hesitation. I'm a soldier in this life, marching with purpose, one step, one breath, one fight. I rise, I move out, I quit standing still, and I get off that damn X tonight. I march forward, even when the fear is loud. I was built for pressure, I won't back down now. Heart on fire, eyes on the prize. I keep moving through the pain, I'm a warrior in disguise. No more frozen, no more doubts taking over my mind.
All right, that is just a sample of that song, I March Forward. Got a couple of songs that are coming out, excited about. Have you ever recognized that life will cue you up? There's a reason for that. It's actually a trend in life. It's a trend in the things that we do in life or should be doing in life. And yet, it is something. Good morning, Peggy. For those who are watching this on the replay or over on YouTube, I do have the comments up live for our Facebook group. So that is, you may hear me mention a couple of times with some people making comments. As a personal trainer and a mindset coach, in my personal training, I was explaining this during our Grit Nation Basic Training Workshop day two, I was talking about this today and I thought about it. I was like, you know what? This is good enough to bring over to Coffee with Coach because it is something that is replaying in my mind today. And I'm already seeing the pattern of it today in my life. And if we see patterns, we know that means the universe is saying, pay attention. And in essence, it's queuing you up. What do I mean by that? When I go live here, we do the countdown. We have the clock that comes up and says, hey, you've got 3 minutes before before the camera pops on. It helps you. It also is more set up for me. It allows me to get my things ready that I need to get ready so that when we actually go live on camera, I'm ready. It cues me up. Life is that way too. There are so many different places in life or things that take place in life. If you ever, I grew up around going to Disney World. If you ever go to an amusement park, they have what? Cue lines. What is that for? It is to tell people, here's the beginning of you getting ready to experience what it is that you came to experience. It's not the experience, but it is the beginning of the experience. It is you getting ready. If you don't pay attention, you might miss out. Speaking of Disney World, Disney is one of the, I think probably by far, I don't know, I have not been to the new Universal Studios. I hear that Universal has finally stepped up their game, but growing up around Disney World and having gone to other amusement parks, I'll tell you, Disney is the end all be all of queue lines. They don't just make a line where you just go back and forth and then you get on the ride. They create this experience. And sometimes you're in line and the queue line, and people get mesmerized by all the ambiance around them that is in the queue line that makes up the queue line. And they are sitting here and you're behind them and you're looking and you're like, hey, the line moved forward. Can you move forward? Can you move forward? The thing is, they got caught up and they forgot for a minute that they're not on the ride. They're in the queue line for the ride. What they did is they got caught up and distracted while in the queue line of all the other things that were around them. And Peggy says the Jungle Cruise, right? And what that does is then if you get stuck there, you are stuck in the queue line, never getting to experience the actual experience you came to experience. That's using the word experience quite a bit in one paragraph. And as a mindset coach, as a coach, I see that so many people fall in this trap in their life. And as a personal trainer, when I go to train someone, I walk into the gym. I have a program that is written up for my client. And when we go to do an exercise or a lift or a circuit training, whatever it is, I do my best to cue them up. I say, hey, here's what you're about to do. Here's how to do it. Here are the things you need to pay attention to while doing it so you get the full effect of the exercise and you're not injuring yourself. Sometimes I may be over cue, but the idea is to prepare them for the experience. Now, if someone's not paying attention. Maybe I'm going to cue them up and I say, hey, you are about to do this exercise. Here's how it's done. Here's what you need to pay attention to so that you do it correctly and you don't injure yourself. This is what I am going to pay attention to as your trainer. And instead, they're over here on their phone. They're not really paying attention. They're just tapping away. And then all of a sudden they look up and they go, oh, can I start now? Yeah, sure. The next thing you know, they're sitting there going, oh, I pulled a muscle or I hurt my back or well, that's because you weren't paying attention. And when you go to unpack those two things, the cue, the experience, the not paying attention, or the paying attention too much, there is so many life lessons in that piece of it that we can learn from. One is all too often in our life, we miss the cues. All of a sudden, we're on this ride that you ever see in the queue line, again, at an amusement park, it'll say, if you got a back injury, don't ride this. If you're nauseous, don't ride this. If you're sensitive to strobe lights, don't ride this. If you're this tall, you can ride it. If you're this short, you can't ride it. If you're pregnant, you can't ride it. It gives you all these things in the queue line saying, hey, there's danger. You're about to experience something that you may not want to experience, or the experience will not be as you thought it would be because you're not meant for this experience, but you're not paying attention. You are distracted. Maybe you're distracted with the people around you and that you are talking to, and you just blow by the sign. Maybe you just choose to take the chance and you're like, I really want this experience. I don't care if there's warning signs and red flags. I'm going to try this. And then you get done with the experience and it was a horrible experience. You're hurt, you're injured, you're having seizures because you're sensitive to strobe lights and the whole ride was strobe lights or whatever it may be. And you're now angry that the experience wasn't what you thought. The issue was your response is your responsibility, and you chose to ignore the red flags. You chose to be distracted when you walked past the warning signs. Life is ironically that way. It's going to give you warning signs. It's going to say, hey, you probably should not be trying to have this relationship. It's very similar to all the other relationships that haven't worked out so far. You're like, yeah, but I really want to try it. Hey, maybe you shouldn't put yourself in this position where you're going to be exposed to something that you struggle with addiction with. And if you are in this situation, if you enter into this arena, you will be exposed to, I know I am strong enough. I should be we 100% ignore it. But then when we find ourselves falling off the wagon, when we find ourselves in a relationship that we shouldn't be in once again, when we find ourselves financially in trouble, when we find ourselves mentally struggling, when what I can just keep going down the list, we are angry and upset and want to broadcast to the world how it's not fair. The issue is it was our fault. We ignored the sign in the queue line. Or it could be that you're sitting there saying, Coach, that would be great. I would absolutely love to have an amazing relationship, any relationship, maybe even a toxic relationship. I would just like to have a relationship. I'm kind of lonely, Coach. Or, hey, I would love to have some success. I was talking to someone recently who I said, I don't think anyone really understands what a day in my life is like, because I was talking to someone who was sharing with me some information. And in it, it was brought up that somebody had shared information about myself and my life. And that's fine. People talk about me. I put myself out there, right? You're going to be talked about. And the joke, well, not the joke, but the irony or the thing that I shared was this. I said, I don't think people understand what comes with who I am and what I do. I don't think people realize that I get up at 3:30 to 4 o'clock in the morning every single morning. I don't think people realize at the moment that I get moving and the moment my feet hit the ground, I go nonstop. I was at the gym. I got up at 4 o'clock this morning, was at the gym at 5 o'clock, was walking out of the gym at 7 after training a client, got here back home at 7:30, was on the Grit Nation Basic Training Workshop at 8 o'clock. From about 8 to about a little after 9 was on there. Then from 9 to 9:30, I uploaded the files that needed to be uploaded for that. Got this workshop or this coffee with Coach set up. Spent some time talking with my son, asking him about his business and what his plans were today. Did some things, got back in this seat, got this thing started. When I get off of this, my whole point of that is people don't understand what all goes into what my success is. And they are in their own queue line toward their success. But then they get distracted. You're distracted by all the cool things and lights and little TVs and all the ambiance that's in the queue line. and they are never making it to the ride. But then they're by that exit and they see all these people coming off going, oh my God, that was the best ride ever. And they're sitting in the queue line going, this ride sucks. Well, no, you haven't even got to the ride because you got stuck in the queue line. You got distracted. You haven't taken the necessary steps forward. You haven't paid attention that the line in front of you moved. And you are stuck in the background. And you're complaining that the ride sucks, but you've never even got on the ride. Life has queued you up, but you are getting distracted by the small things that were never meant to be the full experience. The full experience is you getting to the end, getting into that roller coaster car or whatever it is, getting buckled in and taking off and experiencing it. But you're mad at all the people coming off the ride who stood in line, who moved forward, who waited the time to get to the ride, who then took the time to get into the ride and then experience it, and they had a great time. And you're sitting here complaining about it, saying, that's not my experience. You're damn right it's not your experience. Because you haven't moved forward. Then it's the cue of, like I was explaining with personal training. The cue line of life, life is queuing you up and saying, hey, here's what you can expect. You want your dreams, you want your goals. You can expect sleepless nights, long days. You can expect some financial struggles. You can expect some failures, some mistakes. You can expect all of these things, and this is what you need to pay attention to. You need to make sure this is in line, this is in line. You need to make sure you're not wasting time. You need to make sure you're not getting distracted. You need to make sure you're setting goals and achieving those goals. You need to analyze it and question it. You need to take all of this stuff and pay attention to it. And if you do, the success and the muscle growth will come. It's queuing you up. The issue is we're too busy. Well, I just wish things would happen. I wish, okay. Wish this would take place. Okay, I wish. Oh, what were you saying, Coach? I'm sorry, I missed that. And then you want to get on social media and complain how life just isn't fair. But the truth is, it's exactly what you signed up for when you went to choose to pursue your dreams and your goals. You may not have known exactly what the nuances would be, but life was giving you the cue or the clue. You weren't paying attention or you weren't willing to move forward. This is a quick coffee with Coach this morning. It was just something that I really felt like it was important for you to hear. Somebody out there needs to hear this. And I'm going to tell you, you're not paying attention to the cue. The cue is just the preparatory command. We talked about this coffee with Coach recently. It is just the start. It's not the experience. The experience happens when you get through the cue or the cue line and you get to experience it. It is up to you whether you're going to get there or not. Your response, it's your responsibility. Go grit it.
One step, one breath. I'm taking back my life. They told me dream big, but they never said the road would be steep. Had to learn that growth don't come from comfort, it comes from what I keep. I've been tested in the fire, I've been cut by every no, but every scar became a lesson. Every loss helped me grow. I don't live a perfect timing, I create it with my grind. I don't listen to the voices that be trying to keep me blind. I got courage in my chest and a purpose in my name, and I'm too far gone to quit now. I was born to play this game.
When the weight get heavy, I stand tall and let my backbone speak. When the night gets cold, I'm a spark, I'm the heat. I've been down, but I'm not done, and that's the difference in me.
I turn struggle into stamina. I turn pressure into victory.